Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your reading for October 16th through the 31st. Today we'll be pulling a card for your overall energy. We'll take a look at your energy specifically and then the energy connected to you and then how those two energies mingle and dance in the middle. We'll close it off with a rune card for the Sagittarian collective. Do keep in mind, these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. You might want to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node readings for additional context and texture. And also be sure to check the description below as I have links to booking a personal reading with me or connecting with me on social media, making donations, and my Amazon wish list. So lots of fun stuff down there. We have Blazer the Morkie over here. He's being a little helper. I don't know if you could see him. He's kind of on the other side of the pillow. Let's get your overall energy here. Okay, Saggy, you get the Knight of Pentacles. Little pumpkin head guy here. A slower moving energy, but very strategic. So I'm wondering if there's something you're planning. Maybe you're writing down your goals. You're not actively moving towards something quite yet, but you're getting everything lined out in that beautiful Sagittarian way. On your side here, you get the Emperor, the Star, and the Queen of Cups. Goodness, whew. You've got a little bit of everything on your side here. You've got authority and stability and groundedness and power. And you've got the wish, the dream, the goal. You've got that. Your vision is there. And you have the emotions behind it, like feeling good, feeling full. Your cup is full here. I really like these energies on the surface. We'll see how easy this is going for you because that Knight of Pentacles being a little slower moving, maybe that pertains to the connection for some reason, but your energy looking pretty good, looking pretty balanced to me, looking like energy I would see a Sagittarius have when they're goal setting and planning. And it's a good time right now for that. I feel like you're in a good spot for that. On their side, they get the Angel of the Night, the Angel de la Nuit, which is an extra card in this deck. So it's kind of a card of mystery. It's kind of a card of like, what's going on here? Who is the Angel of the Night and what does she want? And we'll have to clarify that. They also get the Knight of, no, not the Knight, the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups. And I got really itchy all of a sudden when I tune into this person's energy. They kind of feel like a person who may not be fully comfortable in their own skin. They might be shy or closed off a bit. And they might be wounded in some way. I mean, they could have a physical ailment going on, but it could also just be a bruised ego or something like that. I'm going to have to clarify, but all of a sudden I just kind of get uncomfortable in their energy. So we'll check it out. In the connecting energies, you have the Magician and the Four of Wands. Manifestation energies, or at least the ability to manifest something as a part of this connection. The Four of Wands is a stable energy as well. So somehow, even though this person over here, every time I even look over there, I'm like, yeah, you know, they may be growing into their own skin, coming into themselves. And the itchiness might just be discomfort. This could be, you know, if you have a kid going through like puberty or something like that, where they're just trying to like figure themselves out. This could be, you know, romantic partner or somebody who is, you know, shedding an old skin, shedding an old way of life, breaking a habit, something like that. And everything just feels different and uncomfortable. And I think, you know, when like the deer shed their antlers and they go and they rub them on a tree, that's just kind of like, or I'm thinking of like a snake skin, or how sometimes when your own skin peels, it itches first. That's what it feels like for this person. Okay. Whew, enough about them for a minute. Let me get back to you and this Emperor energy. The Two of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. There's that Knight of Pentacles again. You, with this Emperor energy that you have, Saggy, I really like it, okay? It feels very powerful, commanding presence. It hasn't always been like that good of balance for you in the past. It's been hard and a struggle for you to actualize this energy, to come into feeling empowered. Whether you're masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. This is about you feeling empowered and in power over your life. And so it's been a slow process. The Knight of Pentacles is showing me that it's slow. And maybe that will help you relate to this other person and what they're going through, and understanding that this is, you know, the wheels of change, you know, and that sometimes the wheel turns a little slowly. So you seem to have an understanding there that is birthed from your own experiences, which is quite nice. Let's look at your star. What's your goal here? The Empress and the King of Wands. Ooh, look at that. So we have a feminine and a masculine energy. The Empress is sometimes depicted as having both masculine and feminine energies in balance as well. But in this case, and also the feminine figure that I'm seeing in the star, I'm getting masculine, feminine, everything kind of coming into balance here. So you have a nice grasp on opening up to your dreams and desires and to your goal here, but also taking the appropriate action, right? It has to be both, the woo and the do. And it looks like you've got both lined up here, which is really nice. Let's see what this Queen of Cups is. What's going on for you emotionally here? Wow, the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Saggy. All of a sudden, all this stuff is coming up for clearing here. So here's what I'm feeling. You've gone through this slow process of like finding your power and standing in your confidence and with your authority, and you're so good at bringing the energies into balance for goal setting. And here now you're having to deal with some emotional energies. And I think this is a time where you feel a bit reined in. You feel like literal like rain. It's raining. You're having to leave somewhere. Some of you could have been stuck in having to evacuate from the recent natural disasters, the hurricanes and such. And that could be the issue for some of you. For others of you, this is an emotional healing that's coming up, because when you grow yourself into these more empowered, balanced places, anything that doesn't match that vibration will need to be cleared out. And it looks like you're clearing out something quite emotional right now. So you may be feeling quite emotional and going through something quite emotional for yourself here. And that's okay. Again, we have the Knight of Pentacles. That's more strategic. Let's make sure we clear everything out, right? So maybe before we take that ultimate action against this goal, which right now is a really good time for planning anyway, let's clear out some of the emotional energies and bring those into the balance. And I think that's what you're up to here. Let's look at this Angel de la Nuit, the angel of the night for this other person. Ooh. Ooh. Queen of Cups and King of Swords. You have the Queen of Cups over here. Who is this person to you, Saggy? They're showing me that they're working on a balance between thought and heart. And they're working on it in a different way than you. You may not even know this person is working on it. Okay, I feel like that's what the Angel of the Night is. This person is keeping some of the things they're going through hidden. Their discomfort is being hidden here. They are going through kind of a shadow journey here with this process. If this is a child, okay, like let's talk about teenage children and puberty and things like this. As a parent and the steward of these amazing humans, it's so important that as the adult, we open the lines of communication. So if you're yet to do that, Saggy, this is an indicator to go ahead and open up some communication. I know teenagers can be incredibly resistant to wanting to listen to anything you have to say, but at the same time, to know you're there and to know that you've been through it. You may be in a completely different phase of it, but you were once there and you understand. Now, if this is, let's say, a romantic partner and they're shedding an old skin, right? Maybe they have stopped a bad habit or something and they're getting used to themselves now in this new energy. It's going to be your patience and your temperance that comes out to support them as they bring themselves into balance here, their mind and their heart. Let's see what this Nine of Wands is on their side. The Tower and the Lovers. Whew. I don't know. For a lot of you, I think this might be a teenager you're dealing with, because you know how when you're young and in love and then it all goes south, it's the end of the world. Like, it's the end of the world, and there's nothing anyone can do to make sense of it for them or reassure them there's other fish in the sea. At the time that it happens, it's just the end of the world. That's what it feels like for this person. So even if they are an adult who, let's say, has let go a bad habit or addiction, for example, this is like really hard for them, right? Or the energies are such that it comes off as that way. This could also represent a person who has had a really, really tough breakup. And breakups aren't easy, but when you're young, you know how sometimes it can get blown out of proportion. If this is an adult, it's somebody who has had a really tough, maybe like they lost their spouse. This could be a widower, something shocking and unexpected. Family members lost, just some sort of tragic loss. So I am getting that energy vibe now for some people. For the adults, that maybe they've lost someone, and they might be hiding how much this is impacting them. They may be, staying strong and putting on the brave face and doing all of that, but it's really impacting them. For the Eight of Cups, they get the Page of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Okay, I like this. I think they're going to begin to address some of the emotions and maybe even let you see their grief or what they're going through. Maybe even reveal something to you, because they're moving from the Eight to the Nine of Cups here. And the energies in the middle here are looking pretty good. Excuse me, what are you barking at? You don't need to bark right now. You don't need to buff and bark. So they're cutting through it, and then he does it more, see? They're cutting through it, and they're moving into a place where they might be revealing to you a bit more of their feelings. I don't think they're going to be like arms wide open, but I think they're going to hear you out. And I think that there will be some receptivity for listening and support here. For the Magician, in the energies of the connection, you come in with the Hierophant. They come in with the Temperance card. So in this particular situation, you do seem like you have a bit of authority over the issue, and how you're contributing into the connection is that. And the Temperance card is your card, Saggy, on their side. So they're definitely looking to you to help them or be someone who's there for them as they bring themselves into balance here. And so even if you think they're not listening to you or they're closed off, you're having an impression. Your wisdom, your authority, your empowerment is shining through here. For the Four of Wands in the connection, you bring in the Page of Wands. They bring in the Knight of Swords. And I can see why at times maybe you think they're not listening or something like that. Remember, they're very uncomfortable. They're very uncomfortable right now. And so what I see you doing is kind of taking a step back from maybe the more overpowering fire energies, and you're toning it down and you're getting curious. And I think that's exactly what this person will need. In fact, I think the more curious you get, and maybe even the more you pose questions to them and ask them questions instead of making statements, the more they'll come to you and the more they'll offer to you. And, and in some cases, they may kind of dump a lot in one setting. Again, if it's a teenager, we understand how that can happen, right? But it really, you being able to kind of tone it down gives them the space to come in and feel comfortable speaking with you, and that brings a lot more stability to the relationship. So overall, this is looking like, life happens. This is life. So this is life, right? But the two of you are figuring it out. You're figuring it out. Saggy, let's get you a card from the Runimals cards to close off your reading today. Saggy, you got Ehwaz, and this represents strength and endurance through moving forward, releasing. It's about protection as well, and it's connected to the yew tree. The thorns of the yew tree are ever warning as a defense. Ehwaz calls you to protect yourself and be wary of dangers, but also to stand tall in the face of any challenge, which I think you are, Saggy, with that Emperor coming out right from the beginning. And I was feeling that power, and I was feeling you in that energy. This is a time for realization and to take notice of any potential dangers or harms attempted on your course of action. And since you're in a planning phase right now, what it looked like to me, I think it's a good time to think about pitfalls and, some ins and outs. It's a good time for that since you're not in the full action mode yet. Protect yourself as you move forward. And if this is a young person that you're dealing with here, you may be responsible for helping them protect themselves as well and protecting them, right? You may be teaching them that. Ehwaz. And it's like a straight line. It kind of looks like a bit of a backward Z, kind of tipped. So Saggy, very interesting reading here. Very, I really like where your energy's at. I really like it. I think you're in a good spot. While this other person seems a bit uncomfortable, I think this will pass because the right things are lining up here and the energy and the connection looks really good. Thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you next time.